his address. Welcome, sir.
Please be seated. Thank you very much. The Inspector General of Police, the Chairman of the National Police Service Commission, the Director, the Director of Public Prosecutions, the DPP. We have here also the Commissioner General of our prisons. We have our DIG APS. We have our DCI. We also have our Director in charge of eCitizen and other distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning once again. Thank you very much for having me here. Mr. IG, thank you for inviting me for this very important occasion. And thank you for the warm welcome for the trip we've gone around this institution that is very important for our country, but also located in a very serene and very good working environment. I have always joked to DCI that this is where the cabinet secretary should be working from, not in the noisy Arambe Avenue. And thank you also for DCI for, I didn't know that investigators can sing. So I'm very happy to have enjoyed the DCI choir, which is a very important side of our lives, that beyond just investigating crimes, we also have other responsibilities in life. Today marks a defining moment in the transformation of Kenya's security architecture, an important milestone in our shift from traditional policing to a modern, science-driven, and citizen-centered justice system. The international accreditation of the Forensic Evidence Management Unit and the launch of the Multi-Biometric Identification System, MBAIS, ABIS version 5, are a clear demonstration of our commitment to modernization, institutional reform, and improved service delivery. We are here today because Kenya policing is changing. We are moving away from the old style policing towards something built on science, technology, and institution more attuned to the needs of the ordinary citizens. We're moving away from gossip-based collection of evidence to science. I saw some other former politician, an impeached former leader, saying that he's very well connected to our police officers, and he collects gossips every day because he's not busy, unlike the president. Now we want to tell them that that was very old style of collection of evidence. We have moved to a very modern police driven by science and technology. We don't need this gossip to run the National Police Service. Today's handover puts Kenya on the global map as having Africa's first internationally accredited forensic evidence management unit. This is a strategic national asset, one that will make our justice system stronger and give Kenyans more reasons to trust it. I wish to congratulate the Inspector General, the Director of Criminal Investigations, and the ministry, all the ministries involved, including our Huduma centers and every officer and partner who helped us get here, including the eCitizens Department. Under the leadership of His Excellency President William Ruto, the government has placed the security sector modernization at the heart of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. A prosperous and a secure nation cannot be built on outdated systems. We must continuously invest in technology, innovation, and institutional excellence to meet the evolving demands of public safety. During our Jukwaa la Usalama forums, we had the same complaints over and over again. Police clearance certificates take too long. Investigations drag on because of evidence is not managed well, and people lose faith when things move slowly or feel hidden from their view. Today is our answer to those complaints. For over 100 years, our Forensic Fingerprint Identification Bureau has helped to identify criminals. In 2016, we introduced the APFIS, and it served us well for its time. But no reform stands still. The demands on us have grown, and it's time for the next step, something faster and something smarter. That next step is the Multi-Biometric Identification System, MBIS. Consider the numbers. With this landmark development, our records capacity jumps from 2 million to 10 million. Daily fingerprint searches go from 4,500 to 20,000. The turnaround time, 14 days or more, will now be reduced to just 24 hours. To unlock the system's full potential, and because MBIS is designed for seamless and secure data sharing, we look forward to linking it with the National Registration Bureau, the Judiciary, Immigration, and Interpol through the necessary legislative and policy interventions. This will enable faster identification, verification, real-time intelligence sharing, and more effective cross-border cooperation. This is really huge. Where we are moving in the next few months is going to be really, really very important for us, that at a click of a button, the DPP will know whether somebody is first offender or habitual offender. And it will be also easy for businesses and service providers to understand and know their customers better as we integrate it with the National Bureau of Statistics. And therefore, persons who in the past have slipped through the system will no longer do so, because the records will be very clear. We will know who you are. And that is really what it means in practice. It means that Kenyans will get faster, more reliable services. We will also be rolling our biometric enrollment to police stations nationwide, so investigation can move faster and services reach people closer home. I want to say this is a game changer. As I said, people will not be slipping through the system even as you undertake investigations. It will make us to be in a position to deal with criminals very faster. But also, just imagine, we were with some citizens who had come to queue, and they knew that they were coming to apply their, they had already applied their police clearance certificates online. So they were coming here to do the fingerprints the old way, with ink all over. Some were even carrying, those who had done the nails, fingernails, were coming with very important wipes to take care of their fingernails and fingers. And they were hoping that they will get their clearance certificates in the next 2-3 weeks, 1 month. I saw in their faces really some level of excitement when they, at an instant, within 2 minutes, they had their police clearance certificate, and they were joyous and happy. And I look forward to this service really making every Kenyan across the country happy. But it's also going to make criminals sad. Those who have slipped through the system over time, this combination of these two services will make it very difficult for them to survive and to go through. And without really joking, this is a very serious statement. If these systems were there in place for many years, people like Rigathi Gachagua would not have survived the system over the years. To survive as a habitual offender, as a DO, until he slipped through the system to be our deputy president. Such things will never happen again with this very important technology advancement. This accreditation means our chain of custody for evidence now meets international standards. Evidence will be collected, stored, stored and presented properly, which means stronger prosecutions and more convictions from our courts. It also sends the message that our forensic evidence is now benchmarked globally, and our investigations are better equipped than ever to hold offenders accountable. It also positions Kenya as a regional leader in forensic science and sends a strong message to criminals. Our investigative capabilities are stronger, and our justice system is increasingly equipped to hold offenders accountable. We have made progress in other areas too. Our chemistry, biology, bomb disposal, and cyber and digital forensic units are working towards similar accreditation. We are deepening our partnership with ANAP, Cctv, and other international bodies. It is gratifying to know that these reforms, while a result of benchmarking with best practices, are Kenya-owned and Kenya-led, built around our priorities, which are digital transformation, professionalism, and governance based on data, not guesswork. Where are we headed to? 3 principles will guide the future policing in Kenya. First is technological sovereignty, including systems like the multi-biometric identification system that give us real-time intelligence while keeping citizens' data safe. Second is professional excellence. This means holding every forensic and investigative function to international standards, so justice rests on evidence, not influence. And third is service that puts citizens first, using technology to cut red tape and build public trust in the police. We will not stop until every police station, every investigator, and every forensic unit meets its standards. The ministry will keep providing the policy direction, the budget, and the coordination needed to keep this going. To our development partners, please keep working with us. And this will make really the more difference. To ANAP and Cctv, thank you for believing in this vision and standing by us. To the men and women of the National Police Service and the DCI, thank you for your professionalism. You are making Kenya safer. And to the people of Kenya, this belongs to you. It reflects a government that listens and delivers, and one committed to building a modern, professional, and accountable security system that serves every citizen with efficiency, integrity, and fairness. What we celebrate today is one milestone in a longer journey. More accreditations are coming. More systems will be upgraded. More reforms are already underway. Let me just give you a brief preview of what we are planning to do. As you very well know, we are undertaking currently the procurement process for the IC4, Integrated Command, Control, and Computation System, that will ensure that we have coverage of CCTV cameras in 6 towns in Kenya, which includes the 5 cities of Nairobi, Mombasa, Nakuru, Eldoret, and Kisumu, and also Nyeri town. The objective is to ensure that we leverage on technology, and this technology, just like the technology that DCI has now launched today, will ensure that we have all the biometric, but also we have facial recognition systems, fully supported by AI systems that can, with data analytics, that will ensure that we will then have more areas of our urban areas properly covered. We will hope also to partner with private sector. When we visited the city of New York, NYPD, the New York Police Department, I was pleased to note that the private sector in New York City is working closely with the police department by ensuring that their own private CCTV cameras are integrated with the one for the police, and it helps a great deal to ensure that every corner of our urban areas are properly covered. We are a really faster growing urban population, and it's estimated that by 2050, we will have more than half of the population of Kenya in urban areas. And it's important that we start by ensuring that these places are covered with proper cameras. We will have also command centers, 6 command centers and 1 national command center. This procurement process, which is going on, will be completed soon. And once it's done, it is also going to come together with digital OB, the digital occurrence book. What does that mean? It means that people of Kenya will report crimes at home, at workplace, where it happens in situ, to ensure that reports are going to be done well and that it will be analyzed and will tell us what are the crime trends in which parts of the country. And then we can easily have proper interventions. We will be able to know which area has defilements, are prone to robberies, prone to goods and all kind of criminal elements in across the country. And that is important because we are the highly digital government in the world. I don't think there is any other government in the world that can challenge Kenya when it comes to digitization of its services. When this government came to office, I still see a clip that the president promised then when he came to office that we will digitize 5,000 services. And I see some people still, sharing that clip as though we have not achieved that. We have moved from 5,000 that the president mentioned then, I think it was 2023, to 24,000 services that have been digitized. And we continue with that process. And that is why you saw the other day, to protect these services and to protect citizen data, we have established a national cyber security agency that is now, it is now properly anchored in law, passed by cabinet, anchored in law, and we are in the process of establishing the staff that are going to serve in that very important department. I tell you that with these services, and we are going to put all the police stations to have CCTV cameras so that we can be able to monitor service delivery in the police stations. It's going also to be, followed by providing the tablets that we promised to all our chiefs, and they will be able to report incidences of criminal incidents, but also dispute resolution cases and administrative issues across the country. That way, we are going to really reform this sector. Jukwaa la Usalama last year gave us a great opportunity to assess the things we were going through, and I want to assure you, Mr. Inspector General of Police, I know that we are planning to operationalize this laboratory in the next 3 to 5 years. But with the consultations we are having with Treasury and considering the A&A raised by this department from the services they provide, we are going to cut that time to become shorter, to even at most 2 years, to ensure that this laboratory is going to be fully functional and can be able to serve the people of Kenya and serve them well. We want to ensure that there are no incidences that we can say as a country that we are unable to investigate, or that it's taking time for us to investigate, because we want to be aided by our laboratory and the science. The last thing I want to say, I would not have said these things, but allow me to say this this morning, IG. These are things I would never really have responded to. I did not been that some Kenyans take some of these reckless statements made by former leaders and leaders out there. First of all, I want to tell you, IG, that I have full, let me say very full support and faith in your leadership of the National Police Service. I believe you are competent, properly identified by His Excellency the President, that you were vetted by Parliament, and since you assumed the office as the Inspector General of Police, you have carried out your duties with dignity, with honor, with respect to the citizens of Kenya, and respect of your office. You have not, there is no pending impeachment motion against you. It means that as the IG of the Republic of Kenya, the people of Kenya have faith in you. No petition has come in that you should be impeached or removed from office. And I want to say that your neighbor, your village neighbor, who was a former deputy president and who was properly impeached and voted out of office by both National Assembly and the Senate, and affirmed by the High Court, has always come for you, and always disparate your capabilities and your office. I must tell the people of Kenya that we have a very competent IG who is fully in charge of his work, and the work of the National Police Service is moving forward. Number two, I want to say that Kenya is safer, more secure than ever before. There has never been a period in the Republic of Kenya that there are fewer incidences of terror attacks, of banditry, of criminal robberies, of all kinds of theft. The statistics speak for itself. The National Police Service, under the leadership of the President, and with the investment that this administration has put in place, has made very great strides to protect this country. And it has become better because we work together with our defense, with the NIS. All the agencies of Kenya are working together in a multi-agency approach, and we have been able to secure our country. When we came to office in 2022, going to 2023, it was a very difficult period in Kenya. Banditry was, was happening every day. People were crying, women were crying, people were not in school, children were not in school. People were not in their farms. Today, in Baringo, in Elgeyo Marakwet, in West Pokot, in parts of, in Laikipia, in parts of Samburu, we have a general calm because of the investment that this institution, the National Police Service, has done, and by the government of Kenya. So for anyone to stand out there and say Kenya is not safe, that tourists should not be in our country, that is really embarrassing. And for someone aspiring to hold any public office, I know why Mr. Gachagua speaks the way he does. It's because of desperation. By knowing that he cannot hold office again in Kenya, and he can never be president of this republic, he wants to do a Samson, to take the entire nation, including its economy, down the drain with himself. We are not going to allow that. And I must say that Kenyans and Kenya should not be fed with a lot of lies that are unregulated. And I want to tell media houses, when you invite such reckless human beings to your media houses, please, for God's sake, carry with you a lie detector, so that every time you ask him a question, the lie detector will sound. Otherwise, you are going to be misleading the people of Kenya and driving wage and bad language and bad behavior to our country. I must say that this is really very demoralizing to see that anyone. But there is one thing that I'm very happy about Kenyans. Very happy that the opposition, and I can tell you, being a cabinet secretary of Interior, I know what I'm saying. The opposition, all the opposition leaders and all the government leaders agree on only one thing. There is one thing they agree unanimously, that Mr. Gachagua must not hold any public office again, ever. And even those who are hanging around him in the opposition, they are just hoping that he will never run for any office forever. So even when he's delusional and he thinks that he's being cheered by the others, I want to tell him that all those opposition leaders are like an hyena that follows a human hand, hoping that it will fall. And for sure, they know that Gachagua has fallen already. I want to say here, for avoidance of doubt, we take cases that are brought before DCI very seriously. And the DCI takes his job very seriously. The Inspector General of Police is not under the command of the CS Murkomen, who was mentioned yesterday 388 times in a TV interview. My name was Murkomen, but for God's sake, my name is Murkomen. But even though I was referred to Murkomen 388 times, I want to say that I have no authority to direct the Inspector General of Police in performance of his duties to investigate and to carry out policing responsibilities. I can only give policy directions and support the department. I believe the DCI officers who are here are well-trained officers to investigate any crime. And so for anyone to say that 68 women were raped in Olkalau by police officers and that it has not been investigated and that they have not reported to any police station. That is really serious. And for him to go further now to perpetuate his lie that those 68 women were treated in private hospitals and released to go home, I would like to ask all those private doctors in private hospitals who purportedly treated 68 people to report all those cases to DCI and to the necessary institutions, if not DCI to IPOA, if not IPOA to Kenya National Human Rights Commission, so that we can take any person who has committed any crime to task. And if not, those who are making those reckless statements must be held into account, not just by the police, but by the people of Kenya. Not just by people of Kenya, by media houses. It is shameless that media houses can sit there knowing that somebody has lied, using our women and our daughters and our sisters to do cheap politics. And the media houses just allow them to go scot-free and report happily about things that we know that it is absolute lie. I want to say that we respect the DCI's office and we believe that he is doing the job that he is supposed to do. Let me also finally say that there is nothing I have had, no, that's second last statement. I have had the same reckless people say that they are receiving intelligence from the police and NIS, and they are more briefed than the president because he says that he's idle, so he's able to get briefed. First, let me say this. There is nothing secret about policing. Everything that the National Police Service does is done in the open, whether investigations, whether it is transfer of officers, whether it's disciplinary process. So there is nothing private or secret that someone can go out there and say, I receive intelligence or I receive private. Everything we do is open and it's for the people of Kenya, including criminals and wayward people and impeached people. All of them deserve to be treated and served by people of Kenya openly. So there is don't drive a wedge between police officers and from one community to the other just to appear to be receiving clandestine information. There's nothing clandestine. Everything we do it openly, and every Kenyan deserves to know what is being done in Kenya and being done openly. The question of goons, which has become a subject, I must assure the people of Kenya that this issue of goons and goonism is not as bad as being exaggerated. It's actually hyped around politics and politicians. And all these politicians have had bouncers, bodyguards, so-called bodyguards in quotes, that have from time to time get converted to goons. In 2024, yes, when the protest happened, we know that very well that some politicians, including the impeached deputy president, who actually, grounds of impeachment was the utilization of those goons to cause violence, including invasion of parliament. Those mobilized people to go and invade parliament. And parliament was attempted burning of parliament, attack of people businesses. At that point in time, bishops, whom I have seen them speak yesterday and the day before, came out in public. They took those attackers, some of the goons, to their churches, paraded them, and they said, we want to protect our children. That time, when the National Police Service took action, remember that in that period of time, 2024 and 2025, over 3,000 goons, the process of 2024 and 2025, over 3,000 goons were arrested. What happened? The courts released them with a paltry sum of 2,000. Some were personal bond, some were 200 shillings, 500 shillings, and so forth. Now I'm happy that the bishops have come, they have turned around. They want goons to be dealt with. And I'm happy, bishops, that you are now not defending them as your children. So, Bwana IG, the fear the police had that if they deal with these criminals, they don't have public support, is now behind us. Deal with these goons ruthlessly, because now we have public support from all quarters, including the religious sector that were shielding these goons in churches and calling them our children. I'm happy that there is a national consensus that this issue of goons must be dealt with. And the way it has been dealt with in Busia now, things are calm. Kitale was dealt with ruthlessly. Things are now better. The ones that were operating in the ones that banned courts in Kikuyu, in Nyeri, supermarkets in Nyeri, in Meru, I'm happy that we arrested and charged them. We arrested a member of parliament of DCP that time and charged him for terrorism. All these people came public and said, "Oh yeah, we are harassing members of parliament." Don't forget that we have been taking action. Don't lie that we have not been taking action. It is you who have been politicizing. We now want to have a national consensus with politicians that, regardless of your political side, when we deal with goons, don't come out and say that I'm a member of this political party, I'm of government, or so forth. The Inspector General of Police is properly directed from a policy perspective to ensure that all these people are dealt with and dealt with ruthlessly to ensure that this country is safe. DCI officers who are sitting here, you know your job. Please do your job. Do your job. Protect our country from all these criminals. You now have the technology. We are supporting you. We want to buy more equipment. It is your duty now to make our country safe by dealing with these criminals and deal with them ruthlessly. Lastly, I will shield this National Police Service from persons who want to divide it, to call police officers, to call the IG because he comes from a particular community, to appeal to him that he must do things to support community interest. This is National Police Service. The idea of profiling the IG based on his ethnic background and trying or attempting to divide police service based on ethnic loyalties, I want to tell you that that will not be condoned. The National Police Service treats every police officer as a police officer who is a patriot serving their country. We do not walk in here and try to establish the ethnic composition of our police service. Those shares politics that were being perpetuated out there should not be brought to the National Police Service. And I want to request lastly, the NCIC to take their mandate very seriously. This idea of profiling citizens as Wasaliti is going to give birth to something else. I saw now last night that the guy was giving excuses about Al-Kalau, that young people will protect their vote, that they will beat police officers. That is not all that, and I know Mr. Gashako well. I have worked with him, I know him very well. He's a coward, but he's also dangerous. Yeah? If you saw the statements he was making, that all the people will protect their vote, the youth will come to police station, they will beat police officers, they did so in Al-Kalau, that is not an empty statement. What he is trying to do, he wants to recruit a militia before the elections, so that we will have a parallel system of militias that are purportedly protecting the vote. But the truth is that he wants to use criminals to attack people who he believes are Wasaliti and who do not stand in his political side. We must not allow that. And we will not allow. And I want to tell young people who are going to be recruited to that direction, in no uncertain terms, do not attempt. It will be very difficult for you to operate in Kenya as a militia, trying to pretend to be a vote protector. We will come for you and we will come for you ruthlessly. And to Mr. Gashako, I want you to see me on my face. You know me. That's why you are panicking around and you are mentioning my name 388 times. Try your jokes and you will see. Thank you very much. Thank you, IG. Wish you well. God bless you. Asanteni sana. Maybe to media, now that you didn't saw it here. Asanteni sana. God bless you.
Thank you so much, CSR. May I request, sir?